All right. Well, welcome to the Our Day Off podcast,
Yeah.
PRI edition. Phil McGilton.
McGilton, that's right.
Love that.
Thanks for having
We were just off air having a little
Yeah.
bit of a conversation about Phil's pronunciation of his last name and how everyone gets it wrong. So
Yeah. So it was about half and half. About half people get it right. And,
yeah.
Most people get it wrong.
Well, my last name's always butchered too. It's Zeiler, but it's spelled Zeiler. So
Okay.
everyone's like Zeeler.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
says Zeeler or Zeller.
I would probably screw it up too.
It's
so.
fine. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm like, I just let it go. I'll respond.
What's
you
the
know?
old saying? I've been called a lot worse. I just about take anything. So if you get it
Exactly.
close, put
I
an
don't-
honest effort, we'll take it.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Just do whatever. You were
For
close
sure.
enough.
Yeah.
You were close enough. Well, dude, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. You're the champ,
Thanks.
man.
Yeah, man.
How's
Awesome.
it feel?
Yeah. So, man, it's been really rewarding. We've worked really hard to get there and to finally be able to get it all the way across. And we almost had it in 2023, and then we just had a rough couple races at the end of the season and lost it. So to be able to bounce back and come here in 25, 24 was a rough year. We broke our back in 24 up in the North Cal race up there, and that kind of set my season back some. So to come back and bounce back here in 25 and be able to get the championship, it was very rewarding. And
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What a good story, like coming from the hardship and then just bringing it all back.
yeah,
So cool.
And you'll find that a lot. I mean, and sometimes it's part of the business. You're going to get knocked down a lot, and it's the guys that can stay in the grind, keep focused, get knocked down, and get back up and get to the top. And you'll find similar stories in a lot of the folks that come across that champion podiumship, and they've all got some of those down days and up days, and they've been able to grind through it and get to the championship. So that's what we were able to do.
That's so cool. We had Ben Heiting on as a great friend of mine, and he was just telling us the same thing. He's like, he remembers back when he was first starting, and it was just a grind. You just didn't, everything would go wrong. It's like it was the typical Murphy's Law. If it can, it will go wrong.
Can and will. It's
so
absolutely.
and he's like, and now fast forward, he's like, I cherish those times too. Like, yeah, it was rough, and you question why you're doing it, and but now the good times are even better.
Yeah.
That getting that win this year, I'm sure is just a real, almost like a relief. I know it's not a relief because you're still pushing.
Oh,
you got the new car. You're coming in hot for 26.
Yeah.
So you're always looking for that next thing.
Yes.
It's that
like a ladder.
Yeah, you're always looking for that next thing. It's never good enough, but I think that's what builds racers. That's what makes it.
When you get down to it, everybody's kind of got that same mindset. It's like everybody's like, well, what do you think? You won the championship this year? Well, I did it once. Okay, can I do it twice? Well, maybe was it luck once?
Yeah.
Did I just get lucky and have a good year? So it's like now I just want to drive and kind of hammer that nail in further and say, all right, we're here. We can do it.
Yeah, we're here to
perform every year.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at now is trying to get everything prepared. Like you mentioned, the new car we have coming together for this year. So we'll be competing in the 4900 open class as well as the 4400 open class. So we'll have the Campbell car running in the big car and then the UFO car running in the 4900 open. So we're going to be really extra busy this year.
Yeah, you're going to be pushing.
Yeah.
Be pushing. And let me just say, since we're on the topic, that new car is unreal, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That thing is unreal.
Yeah.
What an absolute, it's a work of art.
It really is. I mean, I appreciate it. I'd love to sit here and take all the credit, but I can't. Really, the UFO, Joe Thompson and the gang there at UFO Fab, they're the ones that, we kind of had the idea and went to him and talked about kind of what I wanted and here's what we think we want to do. And Joe puts his hand in there and says, yeah, I can do that, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So that project's been in the works 2 years right now to get to where it's sitting at right now. We actually dropped the donor Can-Am off at Havasu right after the Havasu race nationals. We dropped that car off, and that's when the project really started. So 2 years to get from where that point to today. And those guys did an outstanding job bringing the ideas and bringing the thought process and turning it into something real life that's ready to go racing. So cool.
What a beautiful piece of machinery too. I was looking over it earlier, and I took the camera over there and did a little walk around of it, and then I put the camera away because I needed to look at it.
Yeah.
That thing is gorgeous. You almost feel bad running it through the rocks.
I know,
a little bit,
We've actually done quite a bit of testing with it.
Have you? Good.
Yeah, we've done some desert testing, shock tunings type stuff and everything. And but I haven't really went full beat down on the rocks with it yet because we wanted to bring it here, and I didn't. You're gonna scar it up. But
right.
So we've been taking care of it, but it is gonna leave here. Then we're gonna go out and do some hardcore testing on it and really put it through its paces. And probably put some scars on it, but
well, that's
got to do it.
Those scars tell the story, man.
Yep.
They tell the story, and plus you got to do it if you want to win. I mean, you got to make sure it works. Which I have no doubt it's a UFO car. So I think we all know what they're capable of. And Joe Thompson, I mean, they build absolute assassins. Of cars. I mean, they're just amazing. I mean, all the top racers are, not all, but most of the top racers are racing UFO cars.
And it's kind of the concept. We looked at it, like what we're going to do with this. So if you look at, the performance out, the success that they've had with the UFO chassis, the King of the Hammer, and any races they go to, and then you look at, what won Hammers last year, right?
Right.
So you take those two, on paper, if you take those two, put it together, and you think, well, this should work, right?
And should have the best of the best at this point.
So we've took, what's been successful in both worlds and combined it together into one. So on paper, it says this should work. So now we just go out and validate the idea and put it to work.
Yeah. Do you think that car could run in the 4400 class?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah, I think it could too. And honestly, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, he's racing 4400 with this for sure. Yeah. But then you said you're gonna run open, and then you're gonna run your big car in 4400.
Yeah, big car in a 4400. And again, and you've always heard the chatter. Everybody's like, oh, this little car is too small. Going like, you take someplace like Crandon and that. I do agree that there's risk. There's probably places it shouldn't run in the 4400 class, maybe because of its size or something. And that's just making good decisions. But as far as, going out and regular woods races, endurance races, your KOH style races, I absolutely think that car can go out and be competitive.
I think that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I agree. And I really think and we wouldn't have, put this, the amount of effort into it if we didn't think that was the direction, but the smaller cars, the lighter cars, I think that's the direction that we're going to eventually go, and we're already seeing it happen. I don't know why I'm saying eventually. It's happening.
Right. So, you're leading the charge, man.
Well, I thought it was at some point, but it took us a while to get built. And these guys have had some great finishes in these Can-Ams out there with that gang, and that's really just. One side of me is like, dang, I wanted to be the first one to do that with that. But I'm glad to see they're doing it because it helped reassure that we're going the right direction.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to see some really good racing out of these guys in the future to come. And especially even the 4900 Open class is getting super serious.
It's super crazy. Yeah. I mean, and there, a lot of people will argue. Me and Bailey talked about this a little bit. They're like, oh, well, it's not even a UTV anymore. And it's like, well, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're 100% right.
I don't know what you call it, right?
Yeah,
it's a race car.
Yeah, it's a race car.
Yeah.
So, why even bother calling it a UTV? I mean, Kyle Chaney won 4400, arguably not a UTV.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it still had some plastics on it that looked like a UTV, but underneath it's a full chassis.
Yeah.
Like, what are we arguing about?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
It don't matter.
Yeah. We're all here for the same thing, baby.
Requirements, and let's go racing.
Right? Yeah, let's go race. Yeah. So let the best man win, best machine win, I guess. And Hammers is the place.
Absolutely.
To find out.
You test everything out there.
You test it all out there.
Absolutely.
And I know that well. I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I know Hammers is fickle.
Yes, for sure.
It will find the.
I love it and hate it at the same time.
You and me both.
It's like I love going out there, but on the other hand, in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, I hate doing it.
Yeah, it's so much. You put in so much.
Yeah.
As a team effort most of the time, and it has a special way of letting you down. Just letting you know that it's still boss.
Yep.
So I don't.
And what we're doing this year and last year, I'm assuming we're going to do it this year. I don't really know for sure, but I know what they did last year as far as that lap 3 being, unmarked and ready to go, and we're all desert. That's super awesome. I like
it too.
Yeah, so
it kind of brings
I'm hoping
back.
we do that again. I'm assuming they would, based on the success of it. I think last year and everybody liking it. So I hope we do that again this year.
I hope so too. Cool. I think it added a feature to the race. It added some of that like OG style in my eyes.
Dave said it best too, I think once, and I like the quote. He said, if you go out there and pre-run it, 20 times and you can one-shot it and go up it, then okay. But if you can just turn the corner and look at it and one-shot it one time, that's your king guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he said that. I didn't, but I think there's a lot of truth to that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I take that. That's true. I mean, I come from a dirt bike racing background, like national enduro racing, and we don't pre-run the track.
Yeah,
never. Like you're seeing everything for the first time. First time. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right. Should you be able to pre-run?
Kind of level playing field, right?
I think there's a place for pre-running because it's a safety thing, especially in big cars.
I agree.
You can kind of like in desert specifically.
For sure,
you can kind of check out the G outs and mark your turns and kind of figure out where things are at so you know when to check if you need to check up.
Yeah.
But the rocks, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if it was me and you really wanted to throw a monkey in the wrench, I would say let everybody pre-run the desert, but don't pre-run rocks.
No pre-run. Yeah.
No rock pre-run.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you can go out and drive the rocks, but I'm not telling you where the race course is going.
Yeah, and think about it too. It's like, and I think it levels out things for some of these teams that including myself, they don't have the time or the funding to be able to come out here and bang on these rocks for weeks ahead of time, then go back and rebuild their car and come out again and race,
Yeah.
I think it kind of levels that out. So everybody shows up, you one shot, here you go, and I think it makes it a little bit,
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it pretty good. So.
Yeah, well, and it gives it a new challenge, gives it a new thing. And then everybody, you're going to be single seating, Is your Campbell car single seat?
It's a single seat.
Is it single seat? And I'm a single seat guy.
Yeah.
I love it. I actually, my UTV that I raced in this past year is completely single seat. I got third at Hammers in a single seat car, and I won't go back.
Yeah.
I won't go back. And I have multiple different reasons for that, just because, again, I know I harp on this all the time. I'm a dirt bike nut.
Yeah.
So I'm by myself anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody else.
I originated on a bike as well. And
did you? Cool.
And then I came up from there, and then, I did the Ford stuff, and then drove in the Craftsman Truck Series and everything for Toyota. And I've always been by myself. You always got a spotter, but you're essentially alone in the vehicle, and I enjoy that part. And there is a few times that I've ran it and said, dang, I wish I had a spotter. But it's really not been very often at all. Just a couple times that I felt like, I wish I had another person in here with me. But most of the time, I don't know, it's less distractions in the car. You don't have to worry about somebody else's, being in the car and being at risk with you. You make decisions for yourself, and you pay the price yourself. So some of that is peace of mind as well.
Yeah, that was my big deciding factor. Is I noticed, like literally noticed, driving more cautious when someone else was in the car with me. So I didn't want to sacrifice speed if I didn't have to.
Right.
And also it's because I'm worried about the other person. I'm like, I know what I am capable of. I know what I can handle.
Right.
But then if that split second of, oh, there's somebody else in here, and as soon as I got rid of that, it was like I was back to where I needed to be.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I feel dialed. And everybody's like, oh, well, how do you navigate? My GPSs are great. Like my Garmin's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have no problems with it. And I pre-run like a crazy person.
Yeah.
So, I'm not I come from the rock world. Like I've been a rock crawler long before racing. And so I know how to navigate rocks.
Right.
I can navigate the rocks fairly easily. Like I wouldn't even really need to see them first. I'm very comfortable in the rocks.
Yeah.
And, but the desert, I pre-run the desert like a crazy person.
Yeah.
I probably do 10 or more laps on that desert.
It's kind of the same way. Like when I go out to Hammers and stuff, like I spend more time out there running lap 1 and lap 2.
I'm lap 1.
Like everybody's like, "Where are you going to go?" I'm like, the rocks are the rocks.
Yeah. I'm good.
I'm sure there's some benefit. I'm not saying there's not, but just for me personally, I'm more concerned like what I do out there, because it seems to me like the race is more often lost out there than it is over there sometimes. I mean,
true.
You run around there, you pass a lot of cars sitting on the side out there in the desert.
And I was one of them this past year.
Yeah,
I was one of them. So
just as risky out there.
Yeah, it was a mechanical failure, but either way, again, Hammers has that special way of finding all the little problems. So
call it out for sure.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that place, and we all keep coming back.
Yeah. So what is that? Remind me if I'm wrong. This is a 20 year, correct?
20 years, buddy.
20 years, King of Hammers. So that's unreal.
Unreal. Yeah. We just had Bailey Cole, and we talked with
Yokohama driver.
Yeah, Team Yokohama, baby. And we talked with him about the 20 years, and it's very surreal, 20 years of King of the Hammers is kind of nuts.
I think the first time I went was 2016. I ran it, and I came out so unprepared. I could make a whole show telling this story as funny as I'll do it. So I won't get too deep in it. Like we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. We come from the East Coast. We loaded up a pile of us, and we had a wide open design car, which was a good car, but more woods built type rig and that. And we were going to the desert to go King of the Hammers, right? And I'd never even been there before. We just showed up, and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of people out here. This is a big deal, right? And man, we were hooked ever since. We showed up literally how unprepared we was. We had like 5-gallon dump cans, like the little kind you get for the gas station. That was our fuel cans for the pit stop.
That's awesome.
We had no idea how long the race even really was. And then we got out there and we started looking around. I was like, God, we don't have enough gas. We're never going to be able to make this.
We're never making this.
So my pit guys are running around because we actually made it all the way to lap 3. And,
man.
We were running around. They were siphoning gas out of trucks and everything, just trying to keep going because we had no idea. But that was when the hook got set. We had so much fun.
Awesome. That's awesome. But you've been doing it a long time. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. I did not know that. I thought you were fairly new to it, but that's awesome.
To be honest with you, we did it, and we did it just more like hobby and just having fun. I never really got super serious or nothing about that. And then until about 3 years ago is when we really shifted gears. We got some pretty good sponsors involved, and I'd love to talk about some of them here in a minute. And,
Please,
yeah. So we got hooked up, and I got the Jimmy's car. I actually got Derek West sold.
Yeah,
he had that brand new car he built, and I think he ran it at Hammers one time in 2020. I could be wrong on my dates. And just some things. I think he just had some life changes with him, and he decided to get rid of that car, and so I was able to pick that up off of him. And it only had, like 2 races on it, so it was a great deal. I mean, it was a perfect car, and Derek West, he knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
The car was well sorted. So when we jumped into that and got going, then we found like some new speeds. Like, okay, now we're able to go compete and be competitive. And then we partnered up with Southern Tire Mart Pilot. We actually started working with one of their little branches there, and they were supporting us. And then that just kind of snowballed to where now we work with Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart at Pilot is our primary sponsors. We picked up Yokohama Tires here about a year and a half ago, and they've been awesome to work with. Just a great group of people. I mean, and then we just unveiled for here, so we're partnered up with Holly Off-Road and Holly Performance now as well. So they're
cool.
really getting some great partners involved, and I think that's awesome for us. It's awesome for the sport, just because of the synergies between all those different partners working together and helping build our brand and build the Ultra 4 brand and stuff and get out to these races. It's been huge for us.
Awesome.
So,
that's great. I mean, the sponsors coming into this sport is what it's going to take to further it. It's what it's going to take to help all these guys continue this sport.
Yeah.
And we talked with Bailey about Ford. It's like this is what we need.
Absolutely.
This is what we need. We need these bigger manufacturers and these bigger sponsors, and it's so cool to hear that Pilot. I mean, that's interesting.
They're a big company where they have 460 some locations across the U.S. and they've been really supportive of us. And when we do a lot, like when we leave and go to the races, we stop at multiple locations and do unload the cars and go meet the workers, meet them. They have over 10,000 employees, so there's so many people to meet.
Yeah.
And there's such a great group of people. And if you look at the demographics, it really overlays it. How many of our people are out hauling, they're on the roads, they're buying fuel, having trailer issues. They've got 24-hour service centers. They'll come out on the highway and fix your truck any time of the day. You just call their number.
Heck yeah.
Here they come. Awesome,
That's
right?
awesome.
So
yeah.
to have partners that have that type of, fit with our group of people, it's just great, man. And they really didn't know a whole lot about us or that we were even out here doing this. So to introduce them to us and be able to combine that, it's awesome.
That's great. Yeah. Anything to help the best kept secret get out there, because that's literally what it is. It's like we have there's a lot of people in the off-road industry, but it's a small group.
It really
isn't it? It's weird, like
move around. It's
many. There's really not that many.
Yeah.
So if we can get some eyes on us, and that's kind of what this is all about too. If I can do my little part, I've fallen in love with podcasting, and if I can use that to help our sport, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get on here and talk and learn the background. I love learning the background, man. Like where they came from and how it started and what your love's about. How it started, your passion for the sport. That's what people want to hear. How does it start?
For sure. Yeah.
So if I can keep it going, I do my little part. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and that's the same on our side. There's always we gotta take care of ourselves, but at the end of the day, it's the sport, it's the group. Because at the end of the day, if we don't all work together to support all of it, then we won't have a place to go race. Then we do, right? So it's important that we all work together, not just the people, but the brands and the companies and everything to build the sport and grow it to what it is. I mean, the other thing too that's really been awesome is the fact that with the technology improvements that we're seeing with all this Starlink coming on board, all these GoPros and these drones, and the ability for us to go out there and capture what's happening on the racetrack and bring it to the TVs and bring it to the people at home. And then you do things like we're doing, introducing the drivers, introducing the teams, giving background stories, and getting that drive and everything rolling together. I mean, I think it's headed in nothing but a positive direction.
I couldn't agree more. And there was like a time there where we had a bit of a dip, and it felt it felt almost empty for me. Like because it was like things are kind of falling apart, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. We can't let this happen. And that's kind of where I was like, okay, what do we need? And you said it perfectly. You got to bring everybody back together.
Yep.
We all work together.
Yep.
We all have the same goal.
Yeah.
We have multiple same goals.
Oh, yeah.
Main goal is we all want to win.
Right, yeah.
But the ultimate goal is we all love racing, and we want it to stay.
Yes.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
So whatever we can do to just get it out there.
Yep.
Let's get more eyes, get more people involved. And this PRI show is amazing. This is like, a lot of people are like SEMA. And I agree. SEMA's fantastic. No, nothing against SEMA, but something about PRI.
PRI hits a little bit closer to home.
It does,
as far as what we do. The only thing I have to complain about PRI is, man, I miss when it was in Orlando.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm looking outside the snow flurries. I'm like, dude, it was pretty sweet when it was in Orlando.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 10 degrees tomorrow. Yeah.
I get it though. It's a lot better for traveling for everybody. But you know, when I was in the roundy round world, it was always in Orlando, and that was always pretty nice.
Yeah, that would be way better.
Yeah, so we'd always slip out there and do a little bass fishing before we went back home.
Oh, stop! Let's do some fishing this time of year.
So not the case anymore.
No, definitely not the case. But you know what? Indy's special for it, and it's like it's the racing mecca as far as like the Indy 500 and all that stuff. You know, so it's like kind of like a little spot for that. I know that has nothing to do with off road, but. Yeah, it's same goal. It's racing. We all love it. You know, like you've done all sorts of different styles of racing. So it's not like
I've been at it a long time, and I tell you, I have the most fun that I have. You know, I was younger then and all that stuff, but I mean the camaraderie that we have in this series and this group of people and the friendships and stuff that we have on and off the track and away. And it's really cool. It's pretty awesome. Like I'm one of them guys that even one of these days when I get too old to drive the car, I'm still gonna be here. I'm just gonna find some kid and stick him in the car and say, all right, you go. But I want to stand up here and cheer.
You're literally saying what everybody says when they come on the podcast. You know, it's like whatever I have to do, whatever I have to do to be involved, I'm not leaving. You know, like me, I kind of stepped away from the racing just a tad, but it's like I'm not going anywhere. I'm still coming to PRI. I'm still going to Hammer.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to go to the races. I'm still talking to all of my friends that I've built over the years. It's a family.
Yeah,
you know,
and it really is, because I mean, like I went, you know, I did the whole NASCAR scene and everything last night, and if you had broke a part in NASCAR, you couldn't just walk down through there and start walking in everybody's semis and going through their drawers until you found something that would work for you, and then run back and put it on your car. Oh my God, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, right. Well, our sport, I mean, you can literally just start walking down through there and everybody will help. And they're like, dude, go help yourself. Anything you got in there, you know, and you just don't see that. And that's what I'm talking about with the camaraderie and that type of family and environment. It's just awesome to be a part of. And I think the more we capture that and the more we expose the rest of the world to like what we're doing and that group of people, I think that's all positive and huge for us.
Yeah, agreed. And a lot of people don't know about our style of racing is it's not closed off. Like if you want to come meet these drivers, come into their pit.
Oh yeah,
come in.
Walk down there and they'd love to talk about their cars.
I'll put you in the car. Like if you want to sit in that thing, sit in it. Like please, like bring the kids, bring it. You know, we're not in some pit road where nobody can come hang out. Like no, please come by, come say hi, and check out the cars.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I think we're going to try to do some more experience type stuff this year, where we're going to give opportunities to get more interactions around there for fans and spectators. That's exciting. I think hopefully maybe we'll learn more about that coming up. But that would be another awesome thing, and that's something we're going to focus on too as well. In our program is trying to get out there and interact more with the fans and stuff. You know, if we go to races, try to hang out a little bit longer and spend some time with the folks that come take the trip and come out to see us and support us and give back a little bit more to those folks. So that's a focus for us for this year and try to grow our brand as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, dude, I am absolutely blown away at what you've accomplished in the off-road world. It's really cool to see.
Yeah,
it's really cool to see because, dude, you're not out there racing against slouches. I mean, this is stacked.
Oh, I know. Man, they are
tough.
It's hard to run. The pace nowadays is it's impressive that the cars hold together. I mean, in the past, you used to kind of strategize like, all right, I'm going to run 4 or 5 laps, at this pace and see where things are looking, and then I'll pick up the pace. That's not the case now. I mean, you can ask Paul. It's just like, dang it, man. Like I remember just the one race at Badlands this year. Paul and I started up, and I mean, it was just like, dude, it was like qualifying pace, like the whole time for like an hour. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know if these cars can keep running. That's what Paul said. He's like, I keep looking and like, God dang it, you're there. And he's like, I'm running. There's nothing more left. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just like, God, are we really running this hard for this long?
You almost want to like wish you had radio comms so you could be like, hey, let's just back it down for a little bit.
I'll make you a deal. Let's just back her down, man.
Yeah, I will pass you. Let's just chill for a minute.
Yeah, but obviously neither one of us are going to do that.
That's never happening.
So, but the pace is just like off the chain. Then here comes this downpour and it's pouring down rain. And I mean, you can barely see it was raining so hard. I don't know if you was up that.
Oh, I was there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's pouring down rain out there. And I'm thinking, man, I need to check up. I need to slow down. Then I know like he's not going to. And he probably knows I'm not going to. So we're both just ramming as hard as we can run in the rain. And it's just, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We can capture that and get that to the people. That's racing. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that kind of racing this year. And the rest of the guys that's coming to the table, man, there's a lot of fast, like you're saying, there's a ton of fast guys.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Heavy hitters.
They throw down every time they come.
And another cool part about the sport is anybody can win.
Yeah.
You're not, your car's not subject to issue. Yeah. Like anybody can win that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And that's what somebody said a while back. It's like, they always used to be like this, well, this guy going to win or that guy's going to win. Now it's like, like you're saying, anybody can, but there's a dozen cars.
Right. Yeah. You're going out there with a very stacked field.
Yeah.
So, and then that's most classes too, even like 4,800.
God, yeah, that class has got crazy.
There's a giant group of dudes that could just win anytime. My good friend, Sean Reisky, he had a baby last year for Hammers. So I drove his 4,800 car last year.
Okay, yeah.
It was my first time, and I qualified first in 4,800.
Yeah.
So I got to start first, which we had a bit of an issue in the desert and lost the oil cap. So really dumb, and it literally eats me alive till this very moment thinking about it, because I've always wanted to have the chance to get in a big car. Yeah. Because I'm a UTV guy.
Yeah.
So, here's my chance.
Yeah.
Go out, qualify first by like a decent amount. I'm like, oh, shit, I can do this.
There like, holy cow,
this is possible.
It's getting real.
Let's go.
Right.
And then 10 mile
car.
Yeah. rental problem.
Yeah, that's
right. And then 10 miles out, we lose an oil cap and it's pumping oil all over the headers, So it's like, I'm not going to burn this car to the ground.
Yeah.
No, we didn't, thankfully, and we noticed it and we caught it, but there it goes, That's like,
Well, man, I bet your heart just sinks.
Yeah, it still does. Yeah. It still does. But, again, thank you to Sean and his whole team for letting me ride his car, drive his car, because it was an absolute blast.
I think the last Bowling Green, he was there racing, and I don't know you, Ryan Webb at the USD. He just had a new 4,800 car built, and him and Rasky were back and forth there, and man, that's cool to see. And I'm with you. I think that 4,800 class for this year at Hammers and the rest of the year, it's going to be an awesome class to watch. I think did I see Slauson building the new?
Yeah, there's a bomber car coming for 4,800.
Yeah,
it's on
and
portals.
I think it's pretty rowdy from what I saw in a couple pics that I've seen of it.
Yeah,
so
straight axle portal in the rear.
Yeah,
which is cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah. I can't wait to see it. And they're the tech coming up in these cars.
Yeah,
it is just next level.
Yeah,
next level. Mm-hmm. It's so cool to see, and even like some of these new Broncos, like Broncos.
Oh, gosh,
it's so neat. Like
was there
at the stock
Raptor
class
one someplace getting built right now too? I believe it's going to be. So it'll be the V8, and I guess we'll see where that lands at.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
I think I'm hoping to see other manufacturers like Jeep or maybe even Chevy or somebody come in and kind of
surprised that hasn't happened.
I am too.
With Ford coming in there, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Jeep always kind of owned that little world and then all of a sudden Bronco come in there and man, here they come. I figured, I'm figuring somebody's going to react here at some point.
I hope.
And say like, okay, guys, now we're going to show you what we can do.
I hope. I think it needs to happen.
Another big step that's going to be awesome to see.
Yeah. I'm hoping for it. I have high hopes. I really do.
Yeah.
Like there was that time where it was like kind of weird and we weren't sure what was happening.
Yeah.
And I think now we're like really on that upswing.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I feel like 26 is going to be good and everybody's on the same page and everybody wants the same thing and we've all decided that this is happening.
Oh yeah.
And we're not letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
And people like yourself are really putting in the work, man.
Yeah, no,
it's so
man,
cool
we're
to
trying,
see.
And it's great. We got the Rusty Nail Racing Group. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they're a great big club that works out in West, based out of mostly Colorado, but they have about 200 and some different members in that club. And they do a lot of stuff with cleaning trails and things like that.
Cool.
But they've been super supportive with me coming out and doing a lot of my pit help and everything and helping getting cars prepped in. Because as you know, it's a lot when you get out there as a track. And I would love to be able to just go hire 5 guys, but the reality is we're not that level of team. I'd like to get there someday, but we're not there yet. So we get a lot of help from those guys, helping getting cars done, getting pits and everything else to track. So hats off to those. And again, big shout out to Southern Tire Mark for staying on board. A lot of positive stuff coming with them. Yokohama's just been great to work with. I mean, just super supportive and very interested in the sport and everything going. We got Holly Performance again. Everybody knows where they're at. Been along a lot of stuff in the series for a long time. We got the LS Fest and everything coming up. So, and it's good. And the cool part about those companies like that, I remember them growing up. Like it's cool to be,
involved with the company.
Yeah. It's so cool to be part of a company that has such deep roots in our sport.
Yeah,
so it's cool to be a part of that. So.
Yeah, it's very cool to see all that happening, dude. And congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
On the win this past year.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh man, and it's still a little bit surreal, but we're gonna.
Hey, enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Enjoy it, dude.
Everybody's like, well, we'll see how you do next year. Well, whatever happens next year is next year, right? Champ.
Yeah. Enjoy that top spot. That's
we'll
so
see if we
cool.
can hold her down, because I know there's, like you said, there's a stacked field coming. So we got our work cut out for us, and I look forward to racing with all of them.
Well, before we hop off of here, where can these people find you on social media?
So you
got contact?
Yeah. So go to my Instagram. It's basically Phillip McGilton 47 on Instagram, and go in there and give us a follow. And there you can also join up with a lot of our partners. You know, we're always linked up with Ultra 4Net to see what the series is and what the schedule is. And man, I think we're really spread across the U.S. this way. So no matter where you're at and where you're hanging, there's probably a race coming close to you. So go on there, give a follow, give a shout, and come out to the racetrack, man. Come see this. You know, we're talking about it, but you really don't really get a grasp of what's going on out there until you get boots on the ground and come see what's happening. And come see me and say hi.
Well, heck yeah, Phil. Well, thank you very much for coming on Our Day Off podcast, the PRI edition. Yeah. So pretty cool to be here. I love doing this for everybody, and I get to just hang out with my friends and talk. So
absolutely,
I'm not complaining. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be on here, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming on again.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.